There was someone at the door saying that if I wanted to come in, I had to get initiated. They kind of just all grabbed me and threw me on the ground and held me down.
You were physically held down?
I was being held down, like my arms and legs, as some kid with a broom tried to put it in me from behind.
It was his first time away from home at Hockey Opportunity Camp. Its website suggests a summer at our Northern Ontario co-ed camp will be with you for a lifetime. But he says memories of the week he spent there 6 years ago haunt him until this day.
And I was known as the broom boy, and it basically just stuck to me, and it just made my middle school and high school hell.
The camp session ended and parents arrived to pick up their children.
And my husband spoke to our son and asked him, would he come back? And he said no. And when we pressed him on why he wouldn't come back, he told us he wasn't allowed to tell us.
The parents say they pushed their son for information and then called police.
The one thing you look for when you leave your children in the hands of others is that they're going to be safe.
But then the ownership of that camp makes a decision not to call me. He makes a decision to tell my son and the other kids that it's been dealt with. What is wrong with this culture?
Global News obtained a copy of a letter sent home on August 12, 2016. What started as cabin horseplay involving spraying sunscreen and hitting each other with a broom, states the letter, quickly escalated into inappropriate initiation acts using the broom handle to intrude other people's personal space.
They brushed it off as horseplay.
Horseplay.
So the police came back to us after 6 months. However, because the boys who had done the assaults were 11 and 12 years of age, they were not in a position to criminally charge them.
Feels like there's been no accountability. Frankly, it felt like a massive kick in the stomach.
The family is suing Eagle Crest Resorts Limited, which runs the camp, plus 4 former campers.
Part of the problem in these cases, these hockey sexual violence cases, is that the police didn't lay charges. And when charges aren't laid, even if the boys are younger, this stuff is just allowed to go on.
I have struggled with the fact that we haven't spoken out yet about this, because I think we have a responsibility to all the other children that are out there, to all the other little hockey players that are out there. I think we have a responsibility to stand up and say, this is not right.
Now, we requested comment from the lawyers for the camp and the 4 boys. Only the lawyer for the boys responded, indicating he'd be submitting a request for a publication ban. Now, in both of their statements of defense, all allegations are denied. However, Eagle Crest Resorts describes an incident on August 12th when a counselor heard noise coming from a cabin and suspected horseplay. Have a look. It added, campers were gently struck and poked with a broom, but the defendants deny that at any material time the broom penetrated the anus of any of the campers.
Karen, what about notifying police or parents for that matter?
Alan, the statement of defense for the camp states that had the defendants been told that any of the campers understood the incident to be a sexual assault, then they would have notified the police. The camp didn't contact parents because it was the final night of camp, and the campers said they were, quote, okay and unharmed. And remember, Alan, we're talking about 11 and 12-year-olds. The camp states that it did discuss the matter with the parents of the 4 boys, but not the alleged victim, because they picked up their son later at another location. Again, important to note, no charges were laid against the camp, its owners, or its employees.
Disturbing case. Thank you, Karen.